Hello and welcome dear students. I am Shravan Kumar, your maths lecturer. We have started with the topic mathematical logic. In the last lectures we have seen the definition of statement and types of connectives. Today's topic is what truth table. So as we know, the statement is either true or false, and the truthness of the statement is known as what true, and the falsity of the statement is what truth value or false. So truth value is of two types, true or false. If the sentence is true or the statement is true, then truth value is denoted by what? Capital T. If the statement is false, then truth value is denoted by what? Capital F. Suppose we have a simple statement without any connective, then what is the possibility? Suppose P is a simple statements are usually denoted by small letters P, Q, R, S, T. Suppose we have a simple statement P, and P suppose 2 is even number. 2 is an even number. And we have to state whether it is true or false. So there are two possibilities, either it is true or false. So if you have a single statement, then what are the two possibilities of the statement? Whether it is either true or false. That means it has only two possibilities, either true or false. But if you have two statements, suppose P and Q, and if you have two statements, then what are the possibilities? Either two statements are true, both the statements are true, or first true, second false, or second false, first false, second true, or both the statements are false. So if we have two statements, then what are the total possibility of truth value? Either both the statements are true, or first statement is true, second statement is false, first is true, second true, first is false, and second is true, or both the statements are false. So how to remember this? We have the formula 2 raised to n, where n is the what number of statements, where n is number of statements. Suppose we have only one statement, 2 raised to 1, then what are the two possibilities? Truth value either true or false. If suppose we have two statements P, Q, so 2 raised to 2, there would be 4 possibilities. Suppose we have 3 statements, 2 raised to 3, there would be total 8 possibilities. So if we have, how to remember these possibilities? If we have two statements, so first we have to write the given two statements. Suppose P and Q are the given statement. First write down true, true, false, false. True, true, false, false. In the second statement, you have to write alternate true, false, true, false. If we have two statements, means 2 raised to 2, total there will be 4 possibilities. There are 4 possibilities, and divide 4 by 2. Divide 4 by 2, so you get what? 2. So write down 2 times 2, 2 times false. Again divide 2 by 2, so you will get 1. So alternate true, false, true, false. These are the common entries that you have to remember. If you have two statements, the common entries are true, true, false, false, or true, false, true, false. Suppose we have 3 statements, that is P, Q, R. Suppose we have 3 statements, then what are the total possibilities of truth value? 3 statements, 2 raised to 3, that is total 8 possibilities. So divide 8 by 2. This is the logic how to remember the truth value or the entries of the truth table. 8 divided by 2, that is 4 possibilities. So first you have to write 4 times true, 4 times false. True, true, false, 4 times true, sorry. True, true, 4 times true, 4 times false. Then 4 you divide by 2, so again you will get 2. Now write down 2 times true, 2 times false. Again 2 times true, 2 times false. Again you divide, you get 1. You have to divide the number, you will get what? The number 1. So 2 by divide by 2 is what? 1. So alternate you have to write true, false, true, false, true, false, true, false. So what are the total possibilities of 3 statements? Either all 3 statements are true, first 2 statements are true, and third statement is false, or similarly all 3 statements are false, maybe false also. Like probability, all head, HH, TTH, HTH, likewise, like this you have to remember the formulas. So for truth table we have total 5 connectives. The first connective is what? AND. So truth table for AND, and the symbol for AND is what? P and P. Suppose we have two statements P and Q and they are connected by the word and, then P and Q is the symbolic form of that compound statement. And then what will be the truth value? P, Q, true, true, false, false, true, false, true, false. These are the common entries that we have to remember. Here we have two symbol statements, that is P and Q. If these symbol statements are connected by the word and, P and Q, and means what, both the sentences are inclusive. So if both the statements are true, then only the resultant statement is true. Otherwise, the truth value of the compound statement is what? False. So what is the logical key point for truth table for AND? If both the statements are true, then only the resultant statement is what? True. So for AND, true is what? True. For OR, suppose we have the truth table for OR, P or Q. P or Q. So for OR means what? Either first or second. If one of the statement is false, if one of the statement is true, then only the true. So what will the false? When will be the false? When resultant statement is false. If both the statements are false. So let us write down separately for OR. Suppose we have two statements P or Q. The common entries are true, true, false, false, true, false, true, false. If both the statements are false, then only the resultant statement is false. Otherwise, the statement is what? True. So, converse of AND. What is the condition for AND? If both the statements are true, then only the resultant statement is true. If both the statements are false in case of disjunction for OR, then the resultant statement is what? False. Otherwise, true. Next statement is what? Truth table for implication. This is the truth table for what? Disjunction, that is for OR. Now next is what? Truth table for implication. Implication means what? P implies Q. P implies Q. Implies Q means what? Conditional statement. P implies Q. True, true, false, false. These are the common entries. True, false, true, false. For P implies Q, the key rule is what? If first statement is true and second statement is false, then only the resultant statement will be false. Otherwise, the statement is what? True. So the logical or the key rule for implication is what? T F with F. In case of what? Implication. So for implication, T F is what? F. For implication, T F is what? F. If first statement is true, second statement is false, then the resultant statement would be false. Next statement, the truth table for double implication. Next, double implication means what? P implies Q and Q implies P. True, true, false, false. True, false, true, false. Double implication means what? If both the statements are true or false. If both the statements are true or false, then only the resultant statement would be true. Otherwise, the sentence will be false. If both the statements are either true or false, then resultant statement will be what? True. So for implication, the rule is what? T double arrow T or F double arrow F is what? True. If both the statements are same truth value, then the resultant statement is what? True. Otherwise, the statement is what? False. The last truth table is what? For negation. So we know that negation means what? Not. It does not connect any simple sentence, two simple sentences. So for truth table for not, that is for negation, it gives only negative meaning. So it denial of any assertive sentence, denial of any simple sentence is known as what? Negation of that statement. For example, P, and negation of P is denoted by this symbol. If suppose the statement is true, false, if you have only single statement, then it is truth value what? 2 raised to 1, that is 2. That is either true or false. So if the statement is true, then negation of true is what? False. If the sentence is false, the negation of false is what? True. For example, suppose we have to write the negation of the sentence 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. Then what is the negation of this simple statement? 2 plus 2 is not 4. This is the simply denial of any simple statement is known as what? Negation. Let us take one more example. Suppose we write the sum of all angles of a quadrilateral is 180 degree. Then what is the negation of? Simply you have to insert here not. The sum of all angles of a quadrilateral is not 180 degree. This is the negation of that statement. Suppose 3 is odd number, 3 is an odd number. Then what is the negation of that this statement, this simple statement? 3 is not an odd number. For simple statement only the denial of statement is known as what? Negation. So these are the key words that you have to prepare. For and true is true. For or false is false. For implication true false is false. And for by implication if both the values are true or false then only the resultant statement is true. And for negation of true is false and that of false is what? True. So with this you have completed the topic truth table. Thank you.